Chris, put your hands up. Oh, oh, God, look at the walk back. Okay.
Go silent, and so is the audience
Oh
after
my
Will Smith
God.
takes a
Ladies and gentlemen, we've let this simmer for a little minute, you know what I'm saying? We've let this happen. The days have gone by, the hours have been going by. And today we've got a few things to talk about. We've got a few like really interesting things that came up over the past 3 days. First of all, not to get too political, I fought 3 friends in middle school. Really good friends. Each of these fights bloody. Okay, not a lot of punches thrown, but just like 1 or 2 punches ended up with bleeding ears or bleeding nose. It's happened, okay? And after the fight, when we went in, teachers obviously noticed, you know, kids come back from recess, bleeding nose, some went down. It was always, you know, just apologize to each other. It didn't even reach it to the principal, okay? Because the teachers knew we were good friends. We you know, we had a fight. It happens. We knew each other. Literally 1 week later, I was helping him with his homework, okay? It was like that. So these guys are friends for 30 years. Now, I don't even know what that's like. I'm 22, okay? So the fact that that happened isn't so crazy. What's crazier, what's made it crazy, is that it happened at the wrong place and at the wrong time, as these things usually do, especially with big celebrities. Now that is the kind of root cause of this whole hoax thing, where people are like, you know what, no, this was probably fake. This was all probably planted. The Oscars are losing, you know, their audience, and so this was kind of bringing it all back. But is this really the way the Oscars are going to continue, or how they're going to bring audience back is by, you know, turning it into basically WWE but with celebrities? No, yeah, this can't go on. And I think that's one of the major concerns with people is, you know, is this just okay, just slapping people on TV? I think everybody has that basic moral sense that no, this was wrong. Okay, and I don't think this is going to happen, and I don't think that this should have any further reaching consequences. Again, these were 2 friends who had a bit of a scuffle, and you know, it happened at the wrong place at the wrong time on the stage. Now Chris Rock, this guy handled it like a champ, okay, and he's getting paid for it too, because his ticket sales went from like $46 to $400 sold out, according to Ticketmaster and Entertainment Times. So like he's rolling in Lambos right now. So his handling of the situation basically just made him a star. I didn't even know who Chris Rock was. I'm not one of these, like, you know, people who follows Hollywood. I knew Will Smith though, and that whole thing was crazy. Now after Will Smith sits down and he says, you know, keep my wife's name out of your mouth, dude, that still terrifies me. Okay, I don't know why a lot of people aren't talking about that. Like, the slap was one thing, and you know what, as far as the slap goes, if I was slapped on stage, you know what, yeah, it's fun and games. But when he sat down and yelled, oh my god, dude, that's when my balls would drop. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when I'm like, fam, you know what, yeah, I'm not gonna mess with this guy anymore. That was proper scary. Now at the same time, so there are now, Jada Pinkett Smith today came out with, you know, a few statements of her own, calling it some healing. Everybody needs some healing. At the same time, Will Smith has also come out and said, you know, he's sorry. It was an embarrassing moment. He shouldn't have done that. So obviously what it seems like is, if he could go back and do it all over again, he wouldn't have done it. And, you know, that's the kind of response we want. Again, that's the kind of response I would have had when I punched my friend. Now, I'm not trying to make this about me, but I'm trying to make this more human. There's 2 humans that ended up doing this at the wrong stage, you know, and the stage didn't even probably matter because they were human. It didn't matter where this was happening at that moment in time. It just had to happen. Something came out. And that's the second thing to talk about, is something coming out at the wrong place and at the wrong time. Now, when you're friends with my friends, if something like this were to happen, things like this wouldn't happen so publicly. You know, I would keep this locked to key, maybe, you know, in my room. We'd have a little fight in our room, something like that, you know, something private. The fact is though, that this family, the Smiths, are so public, and that's just really difficult for a lot of us to understand. Now, my family, my like specific family unit, we don't publicize our problems, absolutely not. But the other thing is, when we do have issues, we work on them within this family unit. That's just the way it's been. So we're comfortable making or giving hot takes, even like things that might not be acceptable online when it comes to solving problems within the family. This is like family matters, right? So we're comfortable with that and working with each other to kind of solve our issues. With the Smiths, though, like we know that Jada Smith's been in a relationship, that she cheated on her husband. The world knows this, and that takes everything to an extreme. Like, how is this family supposed to come together and solve the problems as a unit when literally they're getting bombarded with millions of new suggestions from the internet? And the internet is never going to give you a concise answer. There's always more, and there's always an opposition from the internet. It's never going to let you solve these things. And so when we're like, you know, in a family like that, how are you going to solve a problem? You know what I'm saying? You're just there's no openness anymore, even though it's kind of opposite. Like, you're thinking that your family's so open that it might be, you know, easier because you're getting this feedback. It's actually the opposite, because now people or members of the family itself don't want to make any kind of decisions or make any kind of comment that might anger the online people, the cancel culture, and all of a sudden get canceled. And so giving hot takes to your family, or giving, like, you know, that really personal advice to your family members without it going public becomes harder. And so you're just like, you know what, I'm not even gonna mess with it anymore. It's just not something I want to do. And that's just the way that I feel that this kind of built up, you know, this whole thing. If I was in that situation, I couldn't, you know, my interviews with Jada Smith, when it came to that relationship, had to be made public. We were sitting publicly. It was recorded. It was broadcasted. It's just so different. And honestly, just thinking about it, it's very uncomfortable to live in that kind of a environment, in that kind of a situation. And so, you know, from that perspective, I understand how, all right, two friends having a fight, that's human. But, you know, you're having a fight at a stage, at a venue that's being broadcasted to millions. The fact is that didn't even matter. That wasn't even part of the consideration there. It was just him on edge. You know, these are the nights. These are, you know, when you're at the highest, and things like that happen. Things like that come out. And again, I don't think that this was... Personally, I don't think that this was a hoax. Now, the whole Chris Rock having a pad on his cheek, that's been debunked. There was no such thing like that. But the whole thing with the what do you call it? That they're actors, and so they were trying to bring the Oscars back and kind of grow the audience. I don't think that's what it was either. Honestly, like, because I think it was like Whoopi Goldberg, one of the boards on I could be completely wrong, but one of the boards on the actual Oscars board literally said that we're gonna, you know, do an investigation. We're gonna make sure this doesn't happen again, and there will be repercussions for Will Smith. They're not gonna take away his Oscars, because I mean, they've given it to like pedophiles and rapists as well, and they didn't take it away. So they're not gonna take away that Oscar, but at the same time, you know, they're gonna you know, do a proper repercussion. There's gonna be problems here, and that's important, again, to send the message that this was not okay. And if that is the message that they're trying to send, then I don't think this was done for an audience, to grow their audience or anything like that. Will people watch the next Oscars? More people? I think yes, absolutely, because this is going to come back and people are going to be waiting for that moment where, you know, something happens. I hope nothing happens, and I hope this just dies down, and the Oscars also need to just die out, basically. I don't watch them. I don't care for them. I would have never made this video unless it became such a big deal. So I wanted to give my own 2 cents on this situation. And yeah, that's basically where all it is for today, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed. For more news, for more cultured content, make sure to subscribe. We're all here learning what culture is. I'm not a culture expert, by the way. I'm just here to learn more, okay, about culture, to become the cultural expert I desire to be. And if you want to join me on the ride, make sure to subscribe. If you want to learn more about technology and tech, check out my tech channel, Chilled Fossil. And I'm going to take it easy. Peace.